Hey there, everybody. We're getting ready to do some major renovations to the duck yards and the chicken yard, and so figured I would document some of the process, some of the thoughts that we have going into it, and just give you guys a quick little recap of what's going on with the pond, and we'll go from there. Stick around. First things first, the pond is holding water actually really well, a little bit better than it used to. And there are two spots of erosion that are somewhat concerning, and I can tell that these were the two weak points in this flattish area that needs to be brought up just a little bit more to slow the inertia of that trickle. It did continue all the way down, and I do think that some of the ducks were kicking around in it because they like to bill through the mud that is created. Likewise for the puddle up there. Other than that, though, everything is holding really, really nicely. We have the air pump going, and we will be adding many, many more plants and seed to this area, as well as a little bit of loose topsoil to help give everything a little bit of a foothold. But the next step is going to be seeding and then placing all of the rocks and some of the others from the pile, and then going from there and letting the ducks finish sealing it in through their own natural work. You can see a clear line here where the yards were divided by this fence. And so this back edge here has about 2 or 3 feet of clearance from this tree here. I am not 100% certain where that post will live long term, so for right now that's lightly tapped in, and I've just looped the fence around it like so. That's all that's holding it in place until I finalize where I want things to be in this space. But it feels like it's a good healthy amount of distance between plants that I'm looking for and the space inside the chicken yard. We have, however, preemptively placed one of the welded wire rings around one of our resistant pink currants, and I'll be putting some stones down around this trio of Japanese maples that I've got, and then the rest is going to be putting this bit of fence here that way, and then tying in the rest of this space here, and we'll catch that up in just a moment. And yeah. So the phone overheated as I was trying to record the next bit of progress footage, but the rough fencing is complete. I'll be coming back and tightening everything down. You can see right here we have the new meetup where the wire fencing is joined up. And so this is the new space that everybody will be enjoying. We've gone ahead and planted out some hybrid willows. There's one every few feet going down the way, all around this wattle structure, and as those grow in, we will begin weaving more fence into them and then just kind of bringing this up and giving a nice protected space. There's updates coming to that coop as soon as we pass breeding season, and we'll be coming and taking down the interior line of fencing that's in here. You can see this little 4-foot bit right here, as well as the electrified net that we've got. That'll be coming out and being transferred, transported, or transformed. I am still not 100% sure what we're going to do with all of these pallets. I may turn them into other projects, but they are getting a little bit worn and on the older side, but they'll need to have something done with them soon. So this is the new bird yard. I have a feeling that there's going to be a little bit of feeling out of new dynamics for everybody as we work to bring this space into more positive alignment. But I'm hopeful that this will go well. I'll probably leave the duck corral in place just in case of any sort of aggression, but you can see that as soon as they had access to the compost pile, the Muscovies were back at it, although Chris may be coming to enforce the law. He's a good guy, just not always the nicest. And yeah, we have about 1/10 of an acre here. You can see happy tailwags getting access to fresh grass. We'll be doing a little bit more. I may actually have enough space to do a covered compost system in here. And the last of the little updates before I just turn this over to watching the birds forage in the new space is we have what we are calling the Bean 2. So we have a few exposed rafters up top that I have tied some simple loops around. And then we have some peas ready to go climbing up the rope. And we have some beans and some brassicas and some various and sundry wildflowers planted in as well. And this will give a little bit of shade to this wall and provide us with a way to have additional food yields out of the chicken yard in a protective sort of way. I almost forgot. The other thing that we're going to be doing is taking this 1/2-inch hardware cloth and we're going to be putting it all along the perimeter as a skirt out into the yard. And we just got another 18 yards of wood chip. And so over the next couple of days, my plan is to get the fence secured, lay down this hardware cloth here. I may cut it in the middle to get closer to 400 linear feet of this at a foot wide. That should still deter any of the digging critters that want to get into this space from being able to access it easily, if at all. And so that's our plan, and then we'll bury it all in wood chips so that it's safe for feet, and we'll go from there. As always, thanks for watching. Happy planting.